Okay, guys, I just got done watching the Harley Quinn, a very problematic Valentine's Day special on HBO Max. And I mean, literally just got done watching it a couple minutes ago. I wanted to get my instant first thoughts and reaction here. It was great. I mean, I love Harley Quinn. I love this show. Of course, I reviewed all of season 3. I did a trailer breakdown for the trailer for this Valentine's Day special. And just, I mean, I already knew I was going to like it because I love the show so much. But then especially when I saw that trailer, it just showed that there was going to be so much fun in store for this. And it's even better than I thought it would be. It's just so good. I mean, you obviously have the focus on Harley. On social media, the HBO Max account has been saying that it's like Harley Day and all that stuff. So the focus is on their relationship because obviously they're the stars of the show. But you have some of these other characters from the show that are usually just supporting characters, but really come into the spotlight here, like Clayface and also Bane as well. Especially Bane, man. Bane was my favorite part of this. I already knew, again, Bane's part in the trailer, I already knew he was going to be my favorite part. But, it is so much better. And that's really all I can say without getting into spoilers. If you like the Harley Quinn show, you need to watch this. It is hilarious, and it doesn't, set up anything for season 4 or anything like that, at least it's not as far as I'm aware, but it's just a really fun time. It's fun, it's funny, there's a lot of really cool DC cameos and characters, so that's all I can say without spoilers, so definitely make sure to check it out. But talking now with spoilers, so you have been warned for spoilers here, let's talk about things individually. I just want to talk about first Harley Quinn and Poison Ivy, just to kind of get it out of the way. It was my least favorite part of the special, was the part focusing on their relationship. But that's probably just because, they're always the main spotlight of the show. So, I feel I just preferred the other ones that don't usually get their chance in the spotlight. So, I still enjoyed it, though. I still feel like one of my big complaints of season 3 is that, Harley and Ivy, they're a couple, they're happy together, they're in love, but man, they fight a lot. Their philosophies and the way they go about doing things is so different that you would not think they would make a good couple. And there's some times where I'm like, these two should not be together. Because Ivy just wants everything to be chill, low stress, and just small and simple. Whereas Harley is like, no, gotta go big, gotta go extravagant, gotta be everything over the top. And you see that here in this Valentine's Day special where Harley wants to make it the best Valentine's Day ever for Ivy, and she does this super romantic thing at the beginning. It's great, emphasis on great, because then that's all Ivy says. She doesn't say it was the best Valentine's Day ever. She just says it was great. And when Harley gets the Wonder Woman's lasso of truth, she finds out it's only top 3. And so we get their little squabbles here throughout the episode. All basically, it causes all this mayhem throughout. Of course, Harley getting the potion from Etrigan to really satisfy her, if you know what I mean. And so that obviously causes a lot of mayhem, because then that gets the whole city horny, and that was hilarious to witness. But I did really enjoy at the end how when they come back together and you really see how much they love each other, how Ivy was talking about what the real best Valentine's Day ever was, and Harley was the reason she was upset about that was because she wanted the best Valentine's Day ever that Ivy had to be with her. And turns out the one that tops this one was with Harley. It was the first time that Ivy ever actually had somebody that cared about her. It was a Valentine's Day when Harley was still Dr. Harleen Quinzel. Ivy was in Arkham. So I thought that was a really beautiful moment, and I really enjoyed that being featured here. As for Clayface, though, Clayface was interesting because, first of all, they're setting it up with, he's going on a blind date. He met somebody online. Ivy makes a joke about him being catfished. Oh, that's a picture of Jason Momoa. So he goes out and he gets attacked by Captain Boomerang. That was a cool little cameo. We actually got some really cool cameos in this episode. We got, Hawkman and Hawkgirl, with actually the actors doing their voice being the actors from Abbott Elementary. That was cool to see. Darkseid and his love, The Flash and Zatanna. We got a lot of cool montage stuff here, like with Bruce and Selena. Selena bringing him chocolates in Arkham, and King Shark and his, I think, wife now. And then we had, I love how we had the confessional, almost like TV interview type moments with like all these different couples just scattered and sprinkled throughout the whole episode. I really enjoyed that. Again, we got that with Darkseid. We also got it with Killer Croc and Enchantress. We got that with Superman and Lois Lane, Aquaman and Mira. We, of course, had some Riddler and Clock King action going on in there. So that was great to see. I really enjoyed the DC cameos in this episode. But anyway, going back to Clayface. Clayface, again, was interesting because he, again, goes on this blind date. He's looking for love. And when he does find love, it's with himself, because Clayface ends up getting split in half and he falls in love with his butt, which is a very wacky, wild, crazy thing, but it's just the type of thing that this show would do. Just at first reminded me of Doom Patrol, because, you know, they got the whole butts on there, the talking butts and the singing butts and the butts apocalypse and all that. So that's what it reminded me of at first. But yeah, so we got Clayface falling in love with his butt, but of course they can't touch, because then they would just fuse back together into one Clayface. So it's a tragic love story, a Romeo and Juliet type story. So I thought that was really funny to see. And of course, in the end, you know, they don't get their happy ending, but Clayface has to come in to save the day. But anyway, like I said, my favorite part of this whole special was Bane. Bane has always been one of my favorite parts of the show. He's always been one of the most hilarious characters in the series. And in this episode, he has such a big role, and it's so perfect for him, because I love how he starts off and he's like super lonely, and he's even asking the Riddler for like advice and like all this stuff, and he's just looking for something to do. And then he accidentally gets roped into doing this, I actually don't even know what you would call it, but it's a sexual thing that was purchased by this man, and he ends up accidentally walking in there because he meets this woman named Betty who was hired for the job, and she mistakenly thinks that he was hired as well. So they go in together. They start talking, and they get something going there a little bit. And I'm like, oh man, I actually really love this relationship. I really want it to work out. But I love how, this guy that they're doing the things for, his thing that he's into is being embarrassed and humiliation and all this stuff. So she's saying all this stuff about him and size and stuff like that. And then Bane is starting to get a little self-conscious. So he gets in there where she's like, oh, you know, maybe after we're done here, you can come over to my place. And obviously he likes that idea, but then he starts thinking like, oh boy, if she thinks this is small, then wait till she sees me. So he gets a little concerned about that. So he's like, oh, I'll meet you there. Just send me your address. And that's when he goes to see Etrigan. The best part of the trailer, when he walks in to visit Etrigan, and Etrigan just says, men are from Mars, women Venus, let me guess, you want to have a bigger penis. And oh my god, that was hilarious. And he takes the potion, and boy does it work, because that combined with the pheromones from the potion that Harley got that spread throughout the whole city, wow, chaos ensues. He gets big in a couple different ways. And then he starts doing stuff to buildings. And then also we have Brett Goldstein in here, which was hilarious to see Brett Goldstein, of course, from Ted Lasso, which I just recently got caught up on. So I love that show. I love Brett Goldstein. I love Roy Kent. So it was great to see him here, have his little appearance in this episode. His part was really funny as well. Also, actually, we got a little WandaVision reference here where, of course, one of the most iconic quotes from WandaVision, I love that show, is when Vision says, "What is life if not love persevering?" And then you got Brett Goldstein. Well, it's actually Clayface as giant Brett Goldstein trying to turn off Bane, saying, "What is horny if not love persevering?" Like, that was hilarious. I absolutely love that. And then Bane actually does end up getting his happy ending with Betty. So that was great to see. So happy for them. And that was that was it. That was our Valentine's Day special for Harley Quinn. Again, I loved it. It was so much fun. It was so funny. It was so hilarious. And I just love this show. I love these characters. I'm so excited to see season 4 when it eventually comes out. I'm also excited to see the Kite Man spinoff as well, which actually, speaking of that, we got a Kite Man cameo here also. But for now, guys, let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Did you check out the Harley Quinn, a very problematic Valentine's Day special on HBO Max? What did you think about it? What were your favorite parts? Is it Bane? I know it's probably Bane. But anyways, guys, thanks so much for watching. Please drop a like if you enjoyed this video and hit the subscribe button so I can keep you up to date on everything that goes on in the DC life.